let's say you don't know Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right?
Sure.
You're gonna say this looks badass. But if you know Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they showed you enough to, oh wow, there's the chainsaw, there's this. Oh, it looks like they nailed this remake.
Sure.
They didn't, but I hate hating on movies. It's too easy. But I fell asleep.
I think the movie's fine. I would come into that thinking it was going to be bad, but I have a soft spot for it myself.
I fell asleep. Jeez, but the trailer was great, and this latest trailer reminded me of that, because you get the grappling hook, you get Catwoman burgling.
I do want to see what it looks like, though. I want to see if it looks like the Batman animated series one, because we haven't seen that yet. But anyway, go on.
But they showed you enough. The suit, the Batmobile, the safe crack, the cave, Gordon. They showed you everything. This trailer was very well cut together in that it shows you enough new, but it also gives Batman fans a look at some of the most iconic Batman things that are associated with Batman. So I dig it. It's a very smartly cut trailer. And so I got to give them credit, at least, because it shows you new stuff, but it also shows all the greatest hits, which is comforting for a lot of people, I think.
Sure, and I think it also does a couple things that we fans like me have been clamoring for, which is maybe stop putting Batman in plain light. And, you don't do that to Michael Myers. Why would you do that to somebody as fearsome as Batman? So like that final shot, not the final shot, but the one before the title card appears, where he's literally rising to meet that gang of kids in war paint. That is what we've been waiting for. This idea that he's in a shadow, he's in a silhouette. We don't need to see him all the time. He's supposed to be a menace. So, I think that's the kind of thing I want to see more of. The ears are a little thin and the head is a little bulbous, but honestly, I'm sold on it now. I'm firmly on board, and I think it looks great in action. But I think that test shot, right, that red one that was released months ago, maybe scratch my head a little bit.
Now, did you like the design of the metal suit? It looked like kind of two guns maybe were pointing at each other. Did you like that?
That's the all but confirmed consensus. And I don't know how, I don't know if that's confirmed, but I do think people are acting like that's the case. And I will say this, and I don't say it often, so might as well make a thing of it. I got to give that, and I believe I'm not mistaken on this, I believe that is a Kevin Smith convention. He did a guest mini story in, I want to say, one of the Batman key issues a couple months ago. And he came up with a wonderful little story. I think it was actually Detective Comics 1000, but it was the idea, right, that he would use the gun that killed his parents for a utility and a purpose, and basically molded it down or melted it down and created the breastplate that would go under his suit. And I love that. I think that's actually a very creative, innovative thing that we haven't seen before, that doesn't disrupt the canon any, really, to some large degree, doesn't disrupt it. So I do like that. And I think if that's the case, then that's awesome, because it does look that way. It doesn't look like a simple plate of armor. It has some texture to it. So I do think that's the case. Also, before we get out of here, I have one more question for you. Will he stop for takeout before he fights crime? Or drive-through? He could in that car. That car is really nice. Loving the Batmobile. I don't know. Maybe it's certainly more street legal than, the open canopy of the Batman and Robin one, or the Tumbler, or, even the slide open canopy ones of the Burtonmobile. But one hopes that they leave that part out this time. All right. And, I mean, I'd love to see him eating a burrito while just fighting crime. Jeez, well, it looks like he has actual pants. He has, tactical pants that he can just pull down if he has to use the restroom after. That was advice from Christian Bale. Christian Bale said, make sure there's a zipper. Every Batman has given the same advice after. And it's funny that they finally actually made it, a thing. They implemented that practice. So good on Warner's for taking heed. It's like Knight's Tale. Remember, all the knights are making fun of Heath Ledger in his little armor, and then Heath Ledger just jumps on a horse easily. That's Pattinson. Oh, brother. It was time. Yep. All right. Well, hey, man. All right. One more thing. What was your favorite moment of this trailer before we got out of here? One last thing. Favorite moment of the trailer? There's so many. That's not a last thing question, man. I'll play it safe. I do think just the triumphant beatdown and rise with I'm Vengeance, because it confirmed two things. Well, it confirmed more than two things, but it confirmed two chief things for me. That this one was very angry, and that he could fight, and his style was going to be a bit different, which was needed, and the voice. It was so important for me that they get the voice right, and it didn't disappoint. It didn't feel, like cancer of the throat, like Bale. It didn't feel performative, sort of like the Ben Affleck modulator. It was a Kevin Conroy, Michael Keaton amalgamation. I think it was natural. It was angry. It was deep. That's all you need. You don't need to go to great lengths to overdo the voice. And I think it was absolutely perfect.
All right, I love it. Cool. And also, I hope Tina from Halloween 5 pops in this movie.
I don't know what her resume looks like, but she might have been out of work for a while. So we'll see we'll see if they can get Tina from Halloween 5 in this movie somewhere, since it's a who's who of good character actors.
Dig back 100 episodes and you'll find our Halloween 5 episode.
Yeah, that's a deep cut for the real MFF minutes up though.
All right, so thank you for joining me, man. This was fun. Glad to have you back.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me back always.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Adam Vengeance Clement, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.
Bye.